Welcome to Many Millions, where we focus on the many reps and the million moments it takes to build a trading career.
Welcome back, traders. Day 3 here on our A versus B setups and which account's going to win. So let me walk you through the trades I had today. Started out with a solid A setup. You can see the bearish divergence already forming here. I actually entered a little bit late, just different things going on. So I got the alert, entered in a little bit late, went a full 8 lots, my normal lot size here. But as it starts moving, I actually scaled in a little bit, 2 extra lots. Just moved in my direction really well. Was trying to take this all the way down to the VWAP. You can see my actual take profit there. It's a little bit further, but given the circumstances and everything, I'm really just after the $200 take profit. So move my stop loss. I take my $200. I call it a day on my A setups. This is my first B setup here. Second trade of the day. And as I get into it, it immediately starts pulling against me. In fact, all of my B setups worked against me today. One of them I didn't have the patience to hold through, and it would have been an okay trade. But overall, the market was it was tough. This is immediately following that A plus setup, as you can see. And it takes its time here. It kind of dilly-dallies. I'm worried about volume that's seemingly drying up. So I don't really want to hang out in a trade where it's going to dry up like that as far as volume goes. Like to get out of those trades. I don't want to just sit there and wait until they either stop me out because they just take too long. And then it weighs on me emotionally. So I like to just sit back and let that go. I'll just kill it, close it, and call it a day. I can protect my capital and come back for a better trade setup. So I closed that one with a $90 loss. Get one almost immediately following that looks like it now finally has some momentum. And wouldn't you know it, volume still sucked. It looked like it had some momentum there as far as volume goes, as you can see. And it looked like it was going to be kind of that double top scenario that I look for, especially in an A setup. With a B setup, I was even more excited to have that. But again, it just ticks back and forth. It's basically respecting the 9 EMA and crossing up and down over the 9 EMA. So I realized I didn't love this position here as it starts pulling against me. And I was thinking about scaling in, but as this starts to pull back against me, I actually scale out by about 2 lots and just try to take a break-even trade is really what I'm doing. Sorry, my scale in for 2 extra lots or scale out is in this third trade. I called that out in the second trade. That was a mistake on my part. So that second trade was basically a break-even trade, right? I think I was at $10 profit. This one, as you can see, I already scaled out. I'm down to 6 lots instead of 8. But again, starts to pull against me. I wanted to make sure I was measuring there to make sure I'm still at a 2-to-1 ratio at least on my stop to take profit. Tightened up my stop loss a little bit. But I'm at a 2.4, I think, R on the risk to reward ratio there. This one, again, you can see good volume coming into this trade. It had some volume at the, what do we got there, 130, 140 range time. It was actually looking like it was going to pick up. But as I got back into it, it just didn't seem to want to. And if anything, I would say overall on the day, it was definitely a trending day, trending bullish. Kept going up. Even though we were at all-time highs, it kept going up. So I've called this out before. I'll keep calling it out. Just because you're at all-time highs does not mean you should be looking for reversals. There's not a significant enough level to play off of to know if it's going to bounce. And I ran into that a lot today. So these trading days are definitely tougher days, emotionally, just trade management wise. So you can see I'm still in 6 lots here, but it's just not looking good. Doesn't want to work with me. Keeps pulling against me. If anything, I would say it's respecting the 9 EMA to the bullish side. The second it taps below and gives me a B signal, that's a false signal, right? So I had nothing to indicate this was going to continue to run in my direction. And at that point, with volume drying up and nothing indicating it's got momentum to actually shift down to the downside, I start to look for an exit strategy. I'm hoping to hit break even here. That just never really, it never really comes to fruition. The second it taps, it immediately pulls back and is back above that 9 EMA. So as I wait for it to play out here a little bit more, it keeps pulling against me, and I look for my opportunity to get out of it here. I think with about a $45 loss. Again, just removing my 2-to-1 ratio, my trade short position that I was throwing on there. We're at $45 loss. Now it's up to 52. It's a 1, 2, 3 pullback. I just wanted out of this trade at that point. Now, of course, time for accountability. Where do we leave off today? Well, we had a decent day on our A setups. It was a very good day. In fact, let me just switch this off here for our B setups. Want to see how this turned out? We are now at a 50% win rate, 1.35 trade factor or profit factor. You can see my recovery factor here is not what I want it to be. That's okay. We're easing into this recovery. We had a $140 loss, 3 different trades on Thursday, day 1. We saw no A setups on Friday, the 24th. And today we're up $212 on a single trade. That's great. I'm perfectly content with that. I know this is slow moving, but this is the way that I think most traders should be trading. Don't be thinking in terms of these $1,000 trades, these big moves. You don't have that kind of capital, especially if you're trading prop firms like this, right? Your drawdown is only $2,500. Don't think 50,000. It's not a $50,000 account. It's a $2,500 account that I just made $212 on today. I think that's fantastic. I'll take that all day. Now, ideally, I would aim for a $400 profit in current market conditions. I just don't like to let them run that much. I'll take 200 and I'll just shut it down for the day. So that's my A account, my A setup account. Let's flip over to my B setup account here. We're going to remove the A setup. Now our profit factor has dropped drastically, right? We're at a 40% win rate. And we lost $160 today on 3 different trades. Again, it was $88, that one that was almost break even, and then the $63. What I like to keep in mind here is look at how I took 3 trades, but I'm still only down 159 overall on my net P&L. That's how you stay in the game. You protect your capital even when you have a red day on one of these accounts. Let's see what the Zella insights are. Yeah, I felt that. Most trades today spent over 50% of their time in the red. Evaluate your entries and exit rules. Yeah, very appropriate, right? So I really like these TradeZella insights. Now, some of the time they can get a little, should I say, heavy-handed. If my trade runs in my direction and pulls back against me and I didn't close it at the peak, it will actually say you could have had a profit of $500 today if you'd exited right. Well, no one can actually do that, right? I don't need that mental weight of here's what you could have made. I don't love that, but really good insights here from TradeZella. Don't want to knock just the it's all automatic, right? You pull your trades in here, it automatically syncs. I don't even have to think about it. And I can come in here, log my trades, log my emotions on every trade. See day 1 if you want to look at the emotions. I don't go into that every single day, but I probably will hit on it weekly in these videos. But yeah, that's where we ended today. So overall, going well. I prefer the A setups. I'm going to keep going with those, but I'm going to keep trading the B setups as if I'm trying to pass that challenge all the same mental aspects. And it's really just a lot more about trade management and my emotional capabilities in the B setups than it is the A setups. I've explained this before, but the A setups just keep my mentality super, super simple because I have confidence. I back tested my A setup so many times. I'm probably into a couple of thousand trades back testing, and I actually use TradeZella for this back testing. I can show you what that looks like in another video, but when you've back tested that much, you have the confidence when you enter your A setups to let it run, to let it work in your favor. The B setups are always, I'm anxious, I'm nervous, I'm trying to be hopeful, but it's not the same as confident. And I definitely feel that difference between the setups. So I'd encourage you to stick with the A setups whenever possible. And that's my go-to. I just look for one single setup on MES, and that's all I trade all day. So this has been an interesting experiment for me to get back to some B setups and how they affect me mentally. It's really called out that I shouldn't be taking many of these B setups, just from a trade management perspective, how much more difficult they can be. Thanks for checking in. Hope to see you in the next one.